Hello everyone, it's Hisako again. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Sorry for the delayed videos. It's been very busy for me lately. Lots going on, but super exciting stuff coming up. I actually thought I'd do a quick little video to talk about something that someone had actually asked me, which is living in Houston in the summertime, we get very hot temperatures, and they were like, how do you wear all this in this heat? And to be honest, I don't know how I'm doing it. It does get very, very hot here, sometimes up to like 100 degrees or more. Sometimes it's even more than that. Obviously, if the weather is too hot, I prefer not to be outside when I'm dressed like this, as the makeup does tend to sweat. It is not completely waterproof, and wearing a heavy kimono with lots of layers is not really appropriate for summer weather. Traditionally in summer weather, you would actually wear like a lighter kimono or even like a yukata as well, like a summer style kimono. But I do have a couple of tips that I like to do to kind of help with some of the heat a little bit. I don't know exactly how they do it in Kyoto, since Kyoto does get pretty hot in the summer as well, but this is how I manage here in Houston, so I'll share a little bit about that. So first thing that's really important is, and I guess a little bit of a personal thing, but I do sweat a lot. I can be a very sweaty person, unfortunately. And so precautions have to be taken when wearing kimono because of that issue. So I've actually got a couple of little tips that I use for my kitsuke underneath my kimono. The most important one being is actually these nifty little things. Is one of these. So this is actually like a special little kind of crop top, I guess, that you would wear underneath everything, and it's actually got these thick pads in the armpits, so this is actually to prevent you from sweating on things. These are really great. I get mine on Amazon. You can get like a pack of 6 of them. It's not expensive. I wear these under my kimono to prevent any kind of moisture in the arm area, but you could wear these under cosplays, under dresses, just whatever. These are really helpful. I absolutely recommend these, whether you're doing kimono or anything else. They are a lifesaver if you are a sweaty Betty such as myself. The other thing I like to do is I tend to get kind of sweaty in the middle because of the obi. It's a lot of thick layers and it's very stiff. I actually use hand towels. So what I do with these is I usually layer about 2 of them, and I kind of like fold them sort of like this, like long ways, and I'll have 2 of them layered together. I actually, when I'm putting on the juban underneath, like the underwear for the kimono, I actually have these like wrapped around underneath, and I tie them with one of the little koshihimo belts. These not only add padding to kind of thicken this area, since kimono traditionally are kind of worn more like up and down. You don't really want to accentuate curves. It helps add padding, but it also helps to prevent moisture from leaking onto your jubans or kimono. So that is another big tip that I use is towels. These were also from Amazon. I got them in a bunch of different colors. I would choose something that's like this, like a Japanese style hand towel. It does a little bit of a better job in terms of wrapping around the waist area. And you can layer them, you know, to have a few more if you want, but I find 2 is usually sufficient for me. So that's another tip that I use. And also, just again, you have to keep in mind with the makeup, it can sweat a little bit. So it's really important if you're doing makeup, like the white makeup, you need to make sure you use powder to set your makeup, but also setting spray. Setting spray is a must. Even in hot Houston temperatures, sometimes it can still fail if you're going to be outside for long periods of time, but I highly recommend a setting spray. And if you can find it, bonus, a primer underneath your makeup that helps prevent sweating and moisture from coming through your makeup. I know that there's a few theater grade products that make primer that's a little more able to handle something like that, so highly recommend that as well. But other than that, it's really just about trying to stay as cool as possible. You know, if you have fans and stuff, make sure you fan yourself. Also, again, make sure you're drinking lots of water. Very important to stay hydrated, especially if you're moving around. But if it's really hot, I do not recommend dressing in full henshin. to go out on a 96-degree day such as today, which is why I'm inside. So if you're going to be inside, great, but if you're going to be outside for long periods of time, I would actually recommend skipping henshin and maybe just wearing a nice summer yukata. So those are some of my tips on how I deal with the heat while I'm dressed up. But if you have any other tips or something you'd like to share, please be sure to leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next video. Alright guys, take care and have a wonderful weekend. Arigatou gozaimasu.